Hey YouTube, this is LeftEarLuke with a little bit of everything, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace a old window with a new one that is sealed for weather. Now I've already taken out the old one, and as you can see, it is a pretty old window. So I already took it out. Here's all the framing that I ripped out off the around the edge. Now what I did was I used something a little bit like this and pried it out. I bent it all to crap, but really didn't care because I'm not going to use it again. It's pretty old. It's not useful anywhere. So next I'm going to start framing it up with 2x4s. This is a pretty small area. So what I ended up doing was buying a window that is 3 inches short on all sides, so then I could frame it up with 2x4s. Because as you probably know, 2x4s are 1.5 inches thick, so one on each side will bring it up to 3 inches. So it should look nice. So here's part 2. So as you can see, I went ahead and made a frame up on the window here, and all the way around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to seal in the edges of the window with great stuff. If you've never used that stuff, it's actually pretty cool. Be careful with it. It is pretty toxic. Always use safety gloves when you're using it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way around the edge of that to seal it in and also make it weatherproof. Now before I do that, I am going to grab my measuring tape and measure out the frame to make sure that the window that I got, this window right here, is going to fit in that space, because after I get the great stuff in there around the frame, it's going to be very hard to get it back out if the frame is not the right size. So make sure that you measure again before you get it up there, because after it's already up there, it's going to be hard to get out. It's not impossible, but just make your life easier. With the next step, and as you can see, the frame is in there, and I got it all filled in with the great stuff. It is pretty good. Now, as you can see, this is actually pushed down. After it starts curing, you can start pushing or deflating it and pushing it into the cracks. I made it look a little bit better, but I'm going to go and clean up this with a razor blade here later. So next step is putting the window in. Thanks. I just finished the next part, and as you can see, I got the window in. Apparently my measurements were a little bit too good, and they were a little snug around the corners, so I had to use a rubber mallet and get the corners in. Make sure you never use a actual hammer for a window like this. You don't want to dent it up or even break the window. But after this is in, now I just got to caulk around the edges, and everything will be good.